Zapier is an online software that allows anyone to integrate and connect over 2,000 web tools together. This is to essentially automate areas of your business to free up time. And the great thing about Zapier is that no coding is required. Hey team, welcome back to this channel, and if it's the first time that we're meeting, then my name's Stewart. Thanks for popping along. Now today we've put together an important beginner's tutorial aimed at taking your small business to the next level with simple automation. Today we're going to help you get started with Zapier to integrate and automate software with ease. Zapier is easy to use and can help scale your business, automate time-consuming tasks, and streamline the connections between all your online tools and apps. Now, just quickly before we dive into the Zapier tutorial for beginners, and if you're still yet to subscribe, then consider doing so, and that way you'll stay updated with actionable videos and tutorials designed to equip you with the skills, knowledge, and tools to grow your small business online. And with that covered, let's get you started with Zapier. Okay guys, let's get started with Zapier. So the first thing we need to do is head over to zapier.com and create and sign up to our free Zapier account. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of this tutorial, Zapier is essentially an online tool or software that allows you to connect online tools together. Think about Zapier as the middleman to connect online tools together. And what this does is it allows you to streamline and automate many of the activities within your small business. And that's why Zapier is so powerful. And today what we're going to show you is how to connect two apps together or online tools together. And this is actually called creating a Zap. So when you connect two tools or multiple tools together, online tools, this is called creating a Zap. And we're going to show you how to do that today. This is a beginner's tutorial. There's a lot to cover within Zapier because there's hundreds and hundreds of tools that you can integrate and connect together. So we're going to show you how to create your first Zap using Zapier. So first things first, let's sign up to Zapier. So what we're going to do is sign up with Google, but you can sign up with Facebook, or you can enter your details in here. We like to keep everything in one place, so we're going to sign up with Google. Then here you just want to select the Google account that you want to use to connect with Zapier. And then over here what you can do is quickly enter your information here, or you can skip. So what we're going to do is actually fill out this information. And as you can see, I've just quickly added myself as a business owner. The industry I'm in is advertising, and I have 5 employees within our business. So once you've done that, you've entered your information, come down here and click continue. And here what you want to do is select some of the tools that you currently use in your business. So for us, we use a whole bunch of tools. We're going to select a whole bunch of them. MailChimp, Slack, LinkedIn, what else? We clicked Asana, Evernote, YouTube, HubSpot. We use dozens of apps. Now you can go through this and select those apps if you want, or you can come down here and skip. So I'm happy with those selections for now. You can add more later on. We also don't want to receive marketing emails from Zapier, but if you're new to Zapier and you've never used it before and you do want some helpful information and tips as you kind of start learning more about how Zapier can work for you, then I recommend clicking receive emails from Zapier. So I'm going to come over here and click finish setup. Alright, so just like that, we've completed the initial setup of Zapier. Now what we want to do is guide you through the dashboard and show you how to create your very first Zap. Now remember, a Zap is connecting two pieces of software together. Remember, we're using Zapier as a middleman to connect different online tools together to streamline different activities within our small business. So let's jump into the dashboard and help you understand and get started with Zapier. Okay, so now let's quickly navigate through the basic and essential elements within the Zapier dashboard before we go ahead and create your first Zap. Now remember, creating a Zap is all about connecting apps together and creating a specific action. So first of all, what we have is your dashboard. Now under your dashboard, we can actually go ahead and create our workflow, create a Zap. So for example, with a Zap, we could go ahead and connect a specific app. So we could connect, say, Slack with another app over here, say Gmail. And with a Zap, like I mentioned before, we're connecting apps together. So we're connecting these two apps together, and then we have a trigger over here within Slack, and then an action over here. So for example, when a specific trigger happens within Slack, then an action is going to be made within Gmail. It could be sending an email to a potential client, or it could be sending an email to one of our team members within Slack. So there's so many things you can do. Again, if I exit out of that one and select apps again, there are dozens of apps for us to use. Now remember, these are the apps that I selected at the beginning of this tutorial, and basically these are some of the apps that we are currently using. Now if we exit out of that, we don't want to create a Zap yet. We're just going to navigate through the dashboard. Then down here we can actually create a Zap from pre-made templates. So for example, if I come down here, we have a bunch of templates that we can choose from. So for example, over here we can send a new lead a personal message. We can create a Zap or a workflow through this template here. Again, add new leads to a spreadsheet or database, add new leads to my CRM or support platform, which we're actually going to show you how to do today with HubSpot and Google Forms, but we're going to do that from scratch. And then over here we have notify my team about new leads. So you can go through all these different pre-made Zap templates that you can start building your own workflows with. So that is your dashboard, and then over here we have Zaps. And these are basically the Zaps that you've already created. So you can check out what Zaps are live, you can turn them off, you can delete them. This is where you can manage all your active Zaps. Then if we come down to My Apps, this is where you can connect your apps together. So yes, we've selected apps already, but we haven't actually connected them with Zapier. So this is where you're going to see all your apps that are connected with Zapier. Then if we navigate down to task history, basically these are the actions that are being taken within your specific Zaps. So for example, today what we're going to do is set up a Zap between HubSpot and Google Forms. So basically when someone fills out a Google form, that is going to trigger Zapier to add that lead's email into my HubSpot contacts. So that's the Zap I'm going to make, and tasks would count as one because that lead has been added to HubSpot, and that counts as one task. So essentially here is where you can see all the actions that are happening with your Zaps, all the tasks that are happening. So like I said, if I created a Zap between Google Forms and HubSpot and 5 potential leads filled out that information in Google Forms, that's 5 triggers, and then 5 actions are going to take place within HubSpot by adding 5 emails into HubSpot, and that's an automated process, so that's 5 tasks. I hope that makes sense. Basically, here is where you're going to see all those tasks. And then if we navigate down to upgrade plan, we'll quickly cover some of the pricing structures within Zapier. If we navigate down here, currently what we're using is the free plan. So anyone can use the free plan. You can have up to 5 Zaps, so 5 connections between 2 tools. So remember, creating a Zap is connecting tools together. With the free version of Zapier, you can only connect 2 tools together. So 1 trigger and 1 action. So you've got 5 Zaps and 100 tasks. So remember, like I said, if we created a Zap between Google Forms and HubSpot and we had 100 people fill out that form, then that would be 100 tasks completed that month. And that's our limit with the free plan. And then over here, those limits are lifted as you move into the paid plan. But today, because this is a beginner's tutorial, we're just going to focus on the free plan, and we're only going to build 1 Zap today. So with that covered, let's go ahead and create your first Zap. So we can either come up to dashboard and we can create our Zap here, or we can come up here and click make a Zap. Okay, so the first thing we want to do to create our very first Zap is to name our Zap. So we're going to name this HubSpot Lead. And then we're going to come down here, and what we want to do is choose an app and an event. So when this happens, so for our case, what we want to do is when someone fills out a form, Zapier is going to send information to HubSpot, and that's going to be a new lead. So we're going to select Google Forms. If you can't find your app down here, then type it in up here. But for us, we're going to come down and select Google Form. So remember, this is just an example for the purpose of this beginner's tutorial. There are hundreds of apps that you can connect together and hundreds of triggers and actions that you can create. But for this tutorial, what we're going to do is just create a Zap between Google Forms and HubSpot. So what we're going to do is choose an event. Now out of these two, what we want to do is select new response in spreadsheet. So new response when someone fills out Google Forms, and that's going to trigger an event. So we're going to select new response in spreadsheet and then come down here and click continue. So now what we need to do is sign into Google Forms and connect Zapier with Google Forms. So to do that, just come up here and click sign into Google Forms. And here we're going to select the Google account that we use to create the Google form. And then come down here and click allow. And then once your app's connected, come up here and click continue. Okay, so now what we need to do is select the spreadsheet. So we're going to select website leads responses for HubSpot. I'm going to select this and then come down here to worksheet. And then I'm going to come down here and select form response 1. Now I'll just quickly show you the spreadsheet and I'll quickly show you the form that we're using for this. So what we're doing is we're sending this form to potential leads, and those leads are filling out the information that we require, and then we want that information to be sent to our CRM, HubSpot CRM. So I'll quickly show you our Google form, which just looks like this. So let's build your new website redesign and development. And they just need to fill out this information. Now we want this to be sent directly to our HubSpot CRM through Zapier. Because currently at the moment, our responses are being recorded within our Google form and our Google sheet that we created for the responses, which we'll quickly show you now. And this is our Google sheet for our Google form that we just showed you. When someone enters the information and submits that form, their information is going to be automatically generated into this Google sheet. So we've connected the two together, and you need to do this in order to connect your Google sheet and Google Forms with Zapier. So now that you understand this, what we're going to do is head back over to Zapier, because we don't want just our information to appear in Google Sheets. We want all our information, our leads information, to automatically be generated onto HubSpot rather than us manually shifting this information and adding it to our HubSpot CRM. So that's exactly what we want to do. We want to automate this process. So head back over to Zapier, and then once you've added the spreadsheet we've just showed you and the response form type, then come down here and click continue. Remember, this is going to be slightly different depending on the apps that you're integrating and you want connected with Zapier. And then if you like, you can test your trigger here to make sure that your trigger is properly set up. Then come down here, and what you want to do now is set up your action. So this is where we connect our HubSpot CRM or the other tool with Zapier. So remember, we've already connected Google Forms and you've already connected your software, whatever software you're using. And now what we need to do is set up the actions. So we've already set up the trigger. Now we need to set up the actions. Come over here and click edit, and then navigate over here and find your app. So I'm going to type in HubSpot, and then come down here and select your tool. And then I'm going to select create a contact for an event, because remember, what we want to do is we want a customer or potential customer to fill out the Google form, and then all that information sent directly to HubSpot as a new contact, so as a new lead. So we're going to go ahead and select create contact. Then come down here and select continue. And here we need to connect our HubSpot with Zapier. So I'm going to select sign into HubSpot, and then I'm going to come down here and grant access to Zapier. So I'm not a robot. And just like that, HubSpot is now connected. So I'm going to go ahead and select continue. And then now what I want to do is customize the contact. So what information do I want? Contact information, company size, no, because my form doesn't have that information. Date of birth, no. Degree, no. Field of study, no. Gender, no. Graduation date, no. So go through all these and add the required information. So over here I've got work email, so I'm going to select this and then come down and select show all, and this is all the information on my form. So this is work email, so I'm going to come down here and insert email as the data point for contact information, work email. So when someone enters their email into Google Forms, that's going to be automatically generated into our new contact that's going to be made for that particular submission. So I'm happy with that. I'll head out of there. I also have first name. So I'm going to come down here and select name on my form. And then again, what I want to do is go through all these different elements and fill out the ones that are relevant to this Google form and what I want to create and add into my HubSpot contact. So I'm going to come down here and add a phone number, So come down here and select show all, and then select phone number. And for now, that's all the information I'm going to add. Again, you can add any information you like that shows here. For the purpose of this tutorial, we're just going to leave it as those 3 elements: phone number, name, and email, which we want to be added to our HubSpot CRM. So once you've done that, come down to the bottom and then come down and select continue. And then come over here and select test and continue. And as you can see, test was successful. A test contact was sent to HubSpot about 21 seconds ago. We created a contact. We were able to create a contact in your HubSpot account. Perfect, just what I want. Then all I need to do is come down here and select on, or click turn on here. So I'm going to select turn on Zap. And as you can see, we've just gone ahead and created our first Zap. So we've got the new response in spreadsheet and Google Forms. So when someone submits that form and adds all their information, they're going to be turned into a lead. And that lead information, so we added the phone number, the name, and the email address, is going to be sent to HubSpot, and it's going to turn into a contact in HubSpot. And now I'm going to test that this newly created Zap is all working by heading over to HubSpot. Woohoo! We can confirm within our test HubSpot CRM that our newly created Zap is all working. We have the test contact in here, the newly created test contact. So that's all working. Let's head back over to Zapier, and now just head over to the Zapier icon here, and that's going to take us back to our dashboard. And as you can see, we have the HubSpot lead on, and this is under Zaps. So if we want to turn this off, we can just go ahead and turn that Zap off. Or we can go ahead and create a new Zap. And it's as simple as that to create Zaps within Zapier. So to connect different softwares together to essentially streamline and automate different activities within your small business. And that is it, guys, for today's beginner's tutorial. Now, I hope you take advantage of Zapier to streamline and automate your small business. Once you've created a few Zaps within Zapier, you'll get the hang of how it all works. Now, if you have any questions about this tutorial, make sure to leave them down below. And with that said, thank you so much for watching the Zapier tutorial all the way through to the end. If you got value, make sure you leave a like. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. And that way, I will see you in next week's video. Take care, guys.